Shortly after we left Whistler's, Kat decided to have a short nap. I must say the trek up and through the mountain passes between Whistler's and our next few stops was amazingly beautiful, but somewhat harrowing at times. After we passed through a little area called Pemberton, we were treated with mostly just open highway, which took us up and down and through several mountain peaks and past several lakes. It was, to say the least, quite breathtaking. I almost felt like waking Kathy up a few times, but decided to let her get some well-deserved R&R. That said, just after we climbed one of the last peaks, which seemed to ascend forever, I decided to pull over at one of those lookout spots, and...
Ladies and gentlemen, the Traveling Wildberries.
Just then I woke up, as Ken was pulling over. I was a bit discombobulated as I looked out the window and noticed that my side of the cab overlooked a section of highway that didn't appear to have a guardrail. And from my vantage point, all I could see was a sheer drop of several thousand feet at least. This drop featured a waterway at the bottom of the canyon.
Though this picture was taken at the very spot, it still doesn't do justice to the sense of height and distance we saw when we were there. And this picture gives a bit of a sense of the absolute beauty of the surrounding mountains.
We ended up having a short chat with this couple who had stopped at the same lookout. We shared a few stories about the various ascents and descents on the way here as we marveled at the beauty of this area, and also how far up we were in comparison to the distant waterway at the bottom of the gorge.
The next section was a downhill trek which brought us into a little town called Lillooet. We stopped to stretch our legs and get some gas. Then we continued on until we ended up in Cache Creek.
We stopped to get a few groceries in town, then decided we would check for an RV park in the area. Turns out there was one just up the road.
We pulled in at the Brookside campsite and settled in.
A nice little spot, which wasn't too busy when we got there.
They had a nice swimming pool and a huge piece of unsettled land located up and over the embankment in the far corner.
We decided to take a dip in the pool, and then Ken decided to fly the drone in the park.
Since there were only a few people at this RV park and no one in the pool area, I decided to fly the drone over and surprise Kat in the pool. Unfortunately, because of a glitch with the Spark drone, if you forget to stop the recording at the end of your flight and before you disconnect from the phone, you lose that flight data. Guess what? I forgot to stop the recording and lost that section. Oh well, I did get some footage later on. In case you're noticing, the drone footage has been quite tame as far as height and distance goes. That's because I just got the drone recently and I feel sort of worried about breaking it or crashing or whatever. That said, I'm getting more and more comfortable, so be patient with me. After our barbecue steak supper, we decided to take a bike ride in that open area up the embankment. I have some more drone footage from up there. I tried the drone follow me feature, but again, I'm still a newbie and it didn't quite work out very well.
went to get some firewood, I chatted with the owner of this place, who told me of some issues he had been having with neighbors and various storms that flooded the area recently. He mentioned other things that have gone wrong since he bought the place, but did say things were starting to turn around and take shape.
We both made sure to let him know that we liked the layout of the place and we enjoyed our stay.
The next day we packed up and took off down the road. Today is Ken's birthday.
Woohoo.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
It was a mock-up of one of those old western ghost towns. Very cool. The fellow was really nice. He greeted us with a huge smile and beckoned us to come on in. His name was Ray.
Ken got a couple of arrowheads and an arrow for his son, and I myself a pair of cool earrings and a Navajo rattle. Right, we're going.
Of course, it was only loaded with blanks, but it was kind of cool. One part of the tour brought us into the saloon where Ray had us each pretend that he was arresting us. It was kind of fun.
At one point, while going from one building to the next, we saw one of the water bombers that had been flying back and forth all day, trying to put out the forest fires which were still wreaking havoc in the area.
Is there still fires going on?
Oh yeah, we got over 100 of them.
Yeah, I almost forgot to mention that. We heard on the radio that the fires had closed off another area which we had been considering visiting, but maybe another time.
I'm pretty sure that Western Ghost Town was right up Ken's alley and something he enjoyed on his birthday.
Yep, indeed, it sure was. And I'm itching to visit one of the real ones in the western U.S. I've heard those are really done up well.
Tombstone comes to mind.
Yeah.
That would be a blast.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, I guess that's it for now. Be sure to come and see the beautiful area we come across in the next exciting video. Ciao for now.
Everything okay?
Yeah, thanks, Ray.